Hey guys, it's Mr. Ryan. We're talking about absolute value equations now. This is from number 8 and 9 from our study guide. So for absolute value equations, to solve them, all we're doing is splitting them into two cases as long as the absolute value itself is by itself. It says make sure absolute value itself is by itself. For the absolute value to be by itself, we have to look around on the same side of the equal sign. So I'm looking on this side of the equal sign. Um, Look at that -3. We got to get rid of it before we can split into our two cases. To get rid of it, we put it onto greener pastures and we just add 3 on both sides because we do the opposite. So this is 0, this is 5, and this is 10p plus 2 for my absolute value. We know that every absolute value on the inside, that is the worst bracket I've ever made, um, we know whatever's in my absolute value sign should equal to 5. That's why we have to get everything by itself, because this is how we can make something true. So 10p plus 2 is my absolute value. My 10p plus 2 itself, just itself, I'm not talking about this 5, can be either -5 inside my absolute value, or it could be +5. So I must find the p-value accounting for when it's positive and when the inside of this absolute value could be a -5. That's what that's saying. So I am solving for p now, so I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides. I have 10p is equal to 3. And then, is that right? Yeah, it should be right. And then I divide 10 on both sides. And then 10 is equal to 3 over, p is equal to 3 over 10. Perfect. Wanted to make sure that I actually gave you guys a fraction before continuing because it's been a while since I gave this study guide. And now that we have this one, this is our case 1. Now we're talking about case 2. This is when the inside of my absolute value could have been equal to -5. So I'm subtracting 2 on both sides. I have 10p is equal to -7. And then I divide 10 on both sides. I have p is equal to -7 and 10 over 10. So those are the two possible cases here. Number 9 is something that tripped you guys up a lot in the first exam. So I think it would be nice to go over this one as well. So first things first, we must get our absolute value by itself. So to do that, I have to do any subtraction first, or subtraction or addition first. I see that I have a +4, so I am subtracting 4 on both sides. I have 2 absolute value of n over 9. And then 4 minus 4 is 0. 4 minus 4 is 0 on this side as well. So I have 0. I'm going to divide the entire thing by 2 so I can get this 2 out of the way. As a reminder, when a number is right next to something like this, either a grouping sign or a variable, if we do not see a sign in the middle, if it doesn't say adding or subtraction or subtracting, I know for a fact that it's going to be multiplying. I know that for a fact. So I am doing the opposite of multiplication, which is division here. I see a form of 1. Remember, 2 is in the numerator, 2 is in the denominator, so I can make a form of 1 there. And what I do to one side, which was dividing this 2, I do to the other. So I have n over 9 absolute value. This is all multiplied by this 1, so just n over 9. 0 divided by 2 is 0. Now I can make my cases. But I ask you, can I have a -0? Like I could have a -5 and 5. I cannot have a -0. This is one of the only cases where we only have one case. There's only one possible n value for this equation. So I have n over 9. Remember, we take the inside. We take the inside of our absolute value. I have n over 9 is equal to 0. I multiply 9 times 9 on both sides. I have a form of 1 over here. And then, so n is equal to 0 because 0 times 9 is 0. If you have any questions about that, um, I one challenge you to work more on like solving inequalities, not inequalities, I'm sorry, solving absolute value equations like this, or just solving equations in general, being able to accurately um, find the end value of the equation. If you have questions, of course, I'm around, and I would love to answer them. So have a wonderful night. Otherwise, I think this will be my last video of the night. I will hold absolute values and their graphing for tomorrow's video. I'm guessing that they're all going to come out at the same time, so I'm just jabbering on. Um, have a good night, and I will see you guys next time.